Good day, everyone. Welcome
Hello,
to
everybody.
Virtual Concert Hall's live programs. Chris, great to see you with us.
Yes, thank you for joining us, everybody. It's really wonderful to be here. Our channel is dedicated to bringing live performances and events from international artists delivered to audiences around the globe.
I'm Anna Ospinskaya. I'm a pianist joining from Washington, D.C. suburb, and I'm so pleased to be co-hosting today together with our senior host, Chris. Chris, thank
Yes.
you for
Oh,
co-hosting with me. What a
pleasure to
pleasure.
be here. Absolute pleasure to be here. Wonderful time. This is session 5 of our wonderful Carnegie and colORCHESTRA auditions, and I'm just excited for what we have coming up.
Yes, we're taking musicians from the 21st century virtual stage straight to the most coveted performance venues like Carnegie Hall and orchestras around the entire world. So musicians are auditioning for the opportunity to perform at the Carnegie Hall in the Gala season, which will have a 7 concert season in New York City next
Wow,
year.
7. That's amazing.
Yes,
7. You're
and
just going crazy, you guys. Wow, incredible.
And we have 2 orchestras now. We have our veteran of those presentations, the New York Chamber Players Orchestra, with Maestro Jacome conducting. And we have a new orchestra which joined the program, the Orchestra Manhattan, conducted by David Wroe. And David was judging for us on Friday, and Jacome is here with us to be judging this session. And not only that, we have expanded the colORCHESTRA seasons, and musicians today are auditioning for the opportunity to perform as
Yeah.
featured soloists with orchestras worldwide.
Yeah, we're really expanding our season and our range of orchestras available so everyone has a chance not only to apply and to be a part of it. And auditionees from many different countries are also able to, with these live auditions, seek the guidance and support from judges so that they can then perform later live and understand a wide variety of different guidance from all over the world. And through live comments, you're going to hear each with each performance today. And this is a clip that I'm about to show you, which highlights just how important and how exciting this whole season with Carnegie and colORCHESTRA is going to be. Hey, check this out. I know you have always dreamed of performing in Carnegie Hall. So I think this 2023 to 2024 season at Sound Espressivo will be perfect for you. As a platform, we host live online auditions so you can share your music with the entire world. Then we send you to incredible in-person venues like Carnegie Hall so you can perform solo, as a duo, as an ensemble, and with orchestra. This year we have a total of 4 gala events at Carnegie Hall, as well as 4 different opportunities to perform with orchestras in the US, in the Czech Republic, and even in Egypt. We want to help you fulfill your musical dreams. Go to soundespressivocompetition.com to check out our season and to apply.
The Carnegie Gala and colORCHESTRA worldwide auditions are organized by many companies putting their hands together. And the primary organizers are ArtistVenture, Sound Espressivo, Progressive Musicians, Virtual Concert Halls in collaboration with Price Attractions, Vocal Arts Management, and Cicerone Music and Arts. But you see on the screen many pictures of logos of organizations and music companies all around the world. And I can't stress more. The pictures just represent the companies, but they're incredible people behind those pictures and running those companies who are putting their energy, effort, expertise, and resources towards providing those opportunities for musicians and for the audiences to
Yeah.
discover new voices, to discover new arts, to discover new genres. It's an incredible feast of music
No, it's
genres.
very exciting. So what's really exciting about all this, just to add on to what you're saying, is that these amazing organizations are not just, there to offer one experience, but they've been there for a long time, from History of Music, Coburn School, other organizations like Entrada. They've been with us for a really long time, and I think this proves not only how amazing the system is, and if you're joining us watching live, please feel free to leave a comment. We have an amazing people who are watching, as well as we would love to give your feedback to some of the contestants who are watching as well. And now we're going to go into talking about the amazing orchestras and conductors that are going to be featured. And this is so exciting because this season we have a lot coming up. And just to begin, I mean, Anna, you know so much about what's going on,
right.
and just the fact that we're able to sign these orchestras and we're expanding, Royal
There is
Philharmonic.
a Royal Philharmonic Orchestra,
Wow.
which just confirmed that they are going to participate in the next season. We have many orchestras: the Lviv National Ukrainian Philharmonic, the Slovak Sinfonietta in Žilina in Czech Republic. So many orchestras are seeing value in bringing the new names. Paducah Symphony Orchestra at Carson Center, and that's in the United States. Boulder Symphony and Music
They're
Academy.
back. Amazing.
They will be with us again the next season, and the new orchestra signed in, Butler Philharmonic, and we have Scott Woodard with us, who will be also judging the next session. And if you want to go to Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra, it's the best orchestra in the country with a wonderful conductor in there, and of course our veteran Western New York Chamber Orchestra, which was with us last season and this season and will be with us next season. The Bohuslav Martinu Philharmonic Orchestra, conducted by Gevorg Sargsyan, just presented a concert of the winners. And I don't even have, I can't go in fast enough. The Cairo Opera Orchestra just also presented the concert in the amazing concert hall of the Opera House. That's the biggest classical concert venue in the entire Africa. So, and these are the wonderful world-class conductors. You see their names, who are excited about this project of seeking new talents, new names, and giving artists opportunities, as well as their own orchestras, audiences, the opportunities to discover so much wealth of the music around, which, the new system and the connection with all the countries being through the hybrid productions just gives this opens the whole world to both the artists to connect with the orchestras, and for orchestras to connect with the artists, and to connect it all with the audience.
Well, I really agree, because these in this world that we live in, a lot of the big orchestras, they all have their people who know people, and they recommend each other, and it's all like it's a system that it's very hard to access. But what we have to offer here for everybody is a chance to play with orchestras and get to know conductors who sometimes, more often than not, are not just playing with one orchestra. They're often playing with many different orchestras. And what that allows for people to do is, if you play really well, you're incredible, or you have something really special to offer and to say, then there'll be more connections in the future. And I think that not only are we doing a lot of amazing things in the US, but there's also things around the world, in Asia, in Europe, and I think that really connects us all. And this really makes virtual concert hall something that is applicable not only online, but also in person. So I'm just so proud that we have this to offer.
What a better mission to have than to connect everyone around the world, based on music, on beauty and love, and that's our mission.
Amazing. And our judges, who I'm going to introduce now, are also a part of this vision. They are fully invested in what we have to offer, because I think not only is live feedback and these comments so exciting for everybody to watch, I think, but it's also so gratifying for musicians to be able to get that feedback right after they play. And these judges I'm about to introduce, well, let's go ahead and do it, actually. So our first judge, Dickran Atamian, aka Richie. Hello, welcome to the show. Richie career evolved from a highly excitable young artist into the maturity of a statesman of the instrument, where his prodigious technical prowess was fused with rare musical acumen to deliver electrifying performances and landmark recordings. That's good. I might copy that, actually. That's really, really quite good.
Well, that's something I think I would like to learn, and everyone would like to learn.
I need
how did that happen? Like they say, old buildings and blank and people get respect if they live long enough.
Well, there we go. Exactly.
I mean, you've seen these historic, these historic buildings that look like nothing, but they're historic, you know.
You just have to outlast the competition and just stay in the industry. And there you go.
Endure to the end, yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to finish introducing you to everybody. Richie has emerged as an artist, advocate, and manager in the role that is known under the trade name Jack Price, who is the founder of Price Attractions, a concert management headquartered in Tulsa, Oklahoma, with affiliates in several cities. Atamian lives there where he is engaged in the careers of artists and who he now represents, and in the lives of his two children, Sean and Anna Rose. And thank you for joining us, Richie. It's always lovely to see you.
What a great pleasure
Well,
to
they're
have you
grown
back.
up now.
Have they?
My kids are grown up now. They're 25 and 22. I doubt that they would say that I'm highly involved with their lives at this point.
Well, it says actively engaged, so...
Oh, yes. I am truly...
Yes.
I'm a legend in my own mind. Yeah. That's true.
There we go. Let's bring up our
It's
next...
great to be here. Great to
Yeah.
be here.
It's always wonderful to have you. Let's introduce also our second judge for today, Jacome Franchi, who I personally play with. Jacome, such a lovely pleasure to have you. You are the artistic director and conductor of the New York Chamber Players Orchestra, a wonderful organization he founded in 2004. You have recorded the wonderful music of Aaron Copland as well as that of Igor Stravinsky, the complete piano works, and you were working on a recording of all the Beethoven piano sonatas, and you were not only a fantastic person to be with, but also a wonderful musician. Thank you for joining us, Jacome.
That's true.
Just the last part, right?
Giacomo, what a great pleasure to have you back. Thank you so much.
It was great to work with you, Chris. You are great.
Likewise. It was really fun. I really enjoyed our Beethoven together. More to come.
I want to underscore this entire company organization and all these projects are run by professional musicians who really experienced from A to Z how to become really experts in the field of performing and teaching and music, and also how to craft their careers successfully. One can spend a lot of time spinning the wheels trying to find gigs and so forth, but these are people who really know what it takes to deliver your art to the audience. There's this big gap which we all need to bridge from our practice room onto the stage, onto having a real connection with our audience. So,
speaking of that, Dr. Anna, you're also one of our judges for today, giving comments to wonderful musicians.
Well, I'm not judging, but I'll comment, yes.
You comment, please, yes. And you are not only a prodigious pianist who has won multiple awards all over the world. Dr. Anna Osmanskaya is a fantastic, the founder, director of Sound Espressivo, virtual concert halls. You're a wonderful musician, wonderful boss to have, and my goodness, you're a wonderful host as well. So thank you for joining us. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be so much fun.
The best part there, you said, wonderful boss. I'm not a boss, but I take the compliment.
No, you really
Thank you.
I mean, that's what you are.
She's a boss.
Right? Exactly.
Look,
look at
altar of Anna.
All right,
Exactly.
I won't argue.
No,
Wonderful. Thank you all so much for joining. And a little bit later down during the audition, we'll have a privilege to also have Maestro Ruben Capriles joining us from Venezuela. He is the music director of the Venezuela State Philharmonic Orchestra. The time change, the time difference only allowed him to join us a little bit later. But we're happy
We'll introduce him when he comes on. Yes.
That's right.
Well, without further ado, let's get started. We have our first contestant, auditionee for today, who is Jessica Lin, a pianist who is presenting to us an original composition titled Listen. Please enjoy. Bravo.
Great job.
What a refreshing start. Beautiful tone. I really love to start the session with something so fresh, so new. Well, let's give the floor to our judges. Dickran, would you like to comment first?
Yeah, I felt that way too. It's off the beaten track. We've been listening to all these, concertos and Gaspar and pictures. Well, actually, I haven't heard those pieces, but maybe it's in my head. But I think she is. I know her playing from before. She's very gifted. I really like the way her harmonies work. She reminds me of Liz Story, who I made a recording with once. She was a very big crossover new age artist on RCA, and we did a Christmas album together. I just appeared on it a little bit. Liz was a phenomenal composer, pianist, and I think Sosnowski is very similar and could go far. I really like her style. I like the way her mind works. The harmonies make a lot of sense. Yes, they're simple and easily digestible, but hey, we have an audience these days that needs, like we just reacted. It's a perfect example of what is going to happen. The attention span is dropped exponentially, and it's a short piece. And if she strings a few of these pieces together in a performance situation, she's going to have an audience. And I think
absolutely!
I think it's absolutely great. And she plays my favorite piano, the Mason and Hamlin. I've never seen or heard anyone on this series play the Mason, and it's a glorious instrument. And she played it gloriously. It was beautiful. I have nothing to say. Absolutely, unequivocally beautiful.
Absolutely, I can't agree more. The tone is colorful, profound. There's depth, there's nuance to the pianistic technique. Jessica, you're an incredible pianist, and I want to add to the composition of itself. The simple harmonies, well, so are Liszt's harmonies in many of his shorter pieces. He didn't only write the sonata; he wrote a lot of pieces which. If you open your mind to listening to them from today's perspective, to me, they sound a lot like a contemporary pop style of piano literature. So, and the virtuosic episode in that composition was very Lisztian to me, and in the best tradition of the paraphrase and improv or / variations. And absolutely, I agree. Stringing several of those pieces in a coherent story with a development makes for a cycle, and so are Schumann's cycles. And the lyricism and the transitions in this piece and the way she goes from one episode to another, from one variation of it to another, is so eloquent and elegant. Just gorgeous playing. Okay, well, Jacome, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I'm glad to add something. So we have had a similar pianist composer, if you remember, Anna, from Italy, right?
That's right.
Maurizio Mastrini, and the style is similar, and he's very successful, as you all know, and she will be very successful. She started with this simple melody, and then I thought she was keeping on going with the expressive side. Then I saw that part of the arpeggios at the end, so she showed her virtuosism as well. So she's great. About the style, I have my own ideas, which is like with Maurizio also. At a point they start comparing his music to Bach, and I was actually turning up my nose a little bit because I think this style is new age. So new age pop, and is, according to me, my own idea, it's not classical, and it will never be classical. But that's my idea. You can agree or not.
Well, to me, the melody actually reminded me of this.
Yeah. Well,
Immediately when she started playing that beautiful melody on top with a simple
Right.
arpeggio accompaniment in the
Absolutely,
left
it
hand.
was very reminiscent.
The Liszt, but Liszt also composed the piano concertos. He composed the rhapsodies. So you had to put that in a contest, you know.
Absolutely, but the audience, when the piece is being played on stage, does not, and is not expected to bring in all this music history knowledge which you and I have when perceiving a piece being played on stage. So this piece is a standalone, gorgeous masterpiece.
Yeah. So Anna, so
I believe so is
I don't
Jessica's.
want to start arguing with you, but
Yeah.
so
But wait a minute,
now
I want to add to this. As soon as you're
okay,
done.
no,
As
wait a
soon as you're
moment.
done.
No,
Yes, yes, we're
Jack,
waiting.
Adrian,
We're
wait a
waiting.
sec. I need
We're
I need to address. Okay, so
I surrender.
that melody from what composition is that from Liszt?
The Nocturne.
Is no, is it's another one. Anyway,
Oh, okay, you thinking about
it anyway was composed in the 19th century. Here we are talking about 21st century. So there are styles of composing, and I've been composing myself, not much, but I'm into it. There are two different styles in composing contemporary music. One is coming from Webern, Boulez, and so forth, which is cacophonic, dissonant, whatever you want to call it. And then there is the other style, which is minimalistic style, Philip Glass, Steve Reich, and so forth. Another Estonian great composer now that now I don't have the name in my mind,
right.
but anyway, now these are the main classical music that will, according to my knowledge, will go 100 years from now, 150 years from now, people will listen to. This other genre, Maurizio Mastrini, now I don't want to offend anybody, but you will have more like a fruition immediate, like in pop music. And yeah, we know that the Beatles, we will listen to the Beatles 150 years from now, but it's pop. So this is my point of view. So,
Yeah.
but I explained it, right? I think.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a
So-
great point of view. And I just want to bring one example. We just recently, a few days ago, we did Music and Musicians Around the Globe program. And I was interviewing a composer, Joel Feigen, who is a very successful, wonderful composer. And his quartet is going to be presented at the Carnegie Hall on July 1st in the last concert of this season, the Carnegie Gala concert. And I asked him just that question about the styles and longevity of the styles and what's the future and how he perceives it. I thought he gave an absolutely eye-opening answer to me, at least. So I'm going to quote that. So Mr. Feigen said, well, I don't like to talk about classical or not classical music. As a composer, I have my personal approach to that. And I write pretty music and ugly music. And sometimes I combine both in more, in bigger pieces, something like that, he said, in bigger pieces where the conflict is present.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was an interesting comment from the composer who dedicated his entire professional life to composition.
I mean, there are several point of view. There is a group of people now, cultured, that they accept there is no different kind of music, but there is good music and bad music. So
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
you
That's
can
a
go,
good
you
one,
can go along with that.
Well, judges,
Yeah.
I think this deserves a whole panel discussion in its entirety, and I can't wait to have all three of you back for one of those. But let's move on. Let's move on to our next contestant.
I think Dickran wanted to comment something, and
It's
we cut
okay.
him off.
If Chris needs to go on, it's no problem. But I was just going to say, the opening of the Liszt Second Concerto, I mean, there would be no Wagner or Tristan without Liszt's. That is a very complex set of harmonies, and the way you move through those harmonies is even more complex as a performer. We're not comparing apples and oranges here. I mean, we are comparing apples and oranges. Sosnovsky presents something very valid but very simple compared to Tristan. Okay, but Giacomo, there's no point in Liszt is this and that. You can say that all day long, but Liszt is also the guy that flipped out in his monastery at the age of 90 or whatever, writing those crazy tunes at the piano. I mean, come on. I wouldn't even touch those pieces, to be honest with you. I think they're weird. I like this Sosnovsky piece better. That's just all I can say.
And
I want to
ultimately,
say that she also executed the performance of it absolutely
very well.
Charming, beautiful.
I think
playing.
that
He's a
piece,
beautiful pianist.
the melody you played is consolazioni. That's how we call it in
Consolation.
yeah,
Consolazioni.
that's right.
Yeah, it's one of the consolazioni. Okay, I came out.
It came
thank
to
you
you.
for- yeah,
It
thank
came-
you.
I
it
thought
came
it was
to you.
the Swan. Oh, well,
Is it-
whatever.
Swan is the one
It's
of
similar. It's similar, but it
Yeah, I
starts with
thought
the
it
same.
was the Swan.
It starts with the same interval going down, right? The fifth. Yeah. Well, thank you, judges. This has been really
Da-dum, da-dee-da-da-da.
yes.
Yeah, that's right.
one.
Very good.
Alrighty.
Those are
So
cartoons when you need them, like.
Yeah, that's right. Those are pop tunes. Thank you, Jessica, so much for bringing this profound discussion, inspiring the judges and myself to go into this interesting discussion. That was a beautiful opening for the show.
right. So next we have a wonderful clarinetist, Milos Bjelica, who's going to be performing the Mozart Clarinet Concerto in A major, Kerkel 622. I believe he's playing the whole piece. So there's three movements: Allegro, Adagio, and the last movement, Rondo Allegro. Please enjoy his wonderful performance.
Bravo! Bravo!
Let's have Giacomo this time first for the judges.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad to comment on this. Well, that's great. I mean, what there is to say? Very solid playing, beautiful legato, beautiful phrasing. I don't know if I have any criticism to that. The only thing the only thing as a conductor, I would have preferred maybe if you would have been accompanied by, you know, like having the orchestra version on a piano and see more the interaction of, this is more like a prefix rhythm that it could maybe phrase differently, maybe not stick too much to the pre-recorded thing. I mean, I'm just saying something here. The another thing, consequence to that, when everything is live, the music become a little bit more spontaneous, and it can be also. This is the only thing. I mean, we always want to grow. Maybe more range of sound in the lower, in the softer sound. If you would have had maybe more, it felt like to me from mezzo piano to mezzo forte. I didn't hear any sound like a piano or pianissimo, which could have been welcome in some part, especially in the second movement. I've heard excellent clarinetist playing this. I'm a friend of Alessandro Carbonare, who is an excellent clarinetist in Italy. We studied together, master degree in Italy, and he does those more nuances. But I'm talking about, I think he's probably one of the best clarinetists in the world. And so no offense to Milos, but his playing was great, solid. That's what, as conductor, they would always be like, guys like that, they come solid. We don't have any problem. So that's my comment.
Thank you, Jacques.
Bravissimo.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's have you, Dr. Anna, next. Your comments for
Absolutely.
Milos.
I can't hold it. This artist needs stage, orchestras, and be presented to anywhere and everywhere. I am so thoroughly impressed with this playing. I think it's eloquent, elegant, right on the mark with the rhythm and expressions and everything, and unbelievable how so much freedom and natural, organic rubato can be accomplished while being accompanied by the very canned accompaniment. By the way, praises to you, Milos, for finding such a wonderful recording of the accompaniment to play with. At times, I didn't feel like you were playing with a pre-recorded accompaniment. It sounded totally interactive. You made up in the interaction for the lack of having communication with a live conductor and the live orchestra. And your sound production is so delicate and so detailed. You reminded me of one of my favorite clarinetists, Ricardo Morales. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. The first clarinetist in the Philadelphia Symphony. I had the privilege to play a few concerts with him. And your approach to the sound production, to the detailed articulation and no extra noises in there, it's absolutely astounding. If I had to make one suggestion, and I don't know, maybe that's not something you like artistically, I like very much that swelling sound of the clarinet on the long notes, and you did some, maybe it's your choice and I don't want to butt into that, but I love it so much that I want every clarinetist to put those swells everywhere, maybe inappropriately, even Mozart. But it's just the kind of sound which is just so lovely on the clarinet, and the other instruments are not capable of producing it. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The clarinet swells of the sound. And that's the only thing I was missing in there, and it's probably your own personal artistic choice, which you are totally entitled to. You're an absolutely accomplished artist, in my opinion, and I just want to hear more and more of you playing everywhere with every orchestra possible on every stage. So
Wonderful.
best of
Thank
luck
you,
with that.
Dr. Yeah, that's high praise. That's amazing. Last but not least, Richie.
I'll just say I just had a Larry David moment, like, okay. Like, no, I mean, it's just the most moving playing. I mean, I know I sound like this with every contestant sometimes, but I mean, it was absolutely baffling to me. I've heard many clarinetists, and I mean, this is like, I would just throw every axiom of living out the window after hearing this guy. He doesn't have to wait for anything. He doesn't have to do anything. The space between them, just throw it away. I've never heard anyone, I don't think, it was more natural. Just, I mean, I think he even yawned at one point, and I almost started laughing. I said, yes, it's that easy for you. It really is. I mean, and also there was a Wizard of Oz moment with the orchestra. I thought behind that curtain, I was going to hear the great and powerful Oz or something. I mean, where was that orchestra? I thought it was behind the curtain. It was his own personal, I mean, this was spectacular. As Gevorg would say, it's spectacular. I mean, it was like not of this world. I was extremely moved. I could hardly contain myself in my seat here in my, whatever this is, the studio. I mean, it was absolutely astounding playing. I agree with Anna. It was
For once.
Not Jacome.
What do you mean for what? No, I do not agree with Jacome. Not one thing he said. I was highly offended completely. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I don't agree with you. There is nothing I'll tell you something. If you want to talk about lacking, okay, Schifrin has what with Gerard Schwartz and the Y Chamber Orchestra has probably the definitive recording of this on Delos. I don't know if you all have heard it, but it's absolutely stunning. And this was totally different. And it was stunning. I learned something today. I've learned it a few times, but like I said, I'm getting old and I forget. But there are so many ways to do something, right? I mean,
But
infinite. Wait, I'm not done. You guys cut me off all the time, and now I'm cutting you off. Okay, so here's the deal. Are we having fun yet? That's number one is, and what do you really think, Richie? That's what I really think. This guy defies all odds. There wasn't one thing, if you were listening carefully, that there wasn't one thing out of place. Not one thing out of place yet. It was spontaneous. It was improvisatory. It was measured because he had to play with that thing, like you say, whatever, the thing, have you heard of the thing on the side of the road? It ended up being a mummy. You're driving from New Mexico to New York and it says, the thing is coming, and then you drive there finally and pay your $5 and it's a mummy. It's like, so the thing, you don't know what the thing is. You have no idea. That's what this was, the thing. And he is the thing. He's this mystery. I mean, all kinds of things were going through my mind during his playing. I was like crying at one point. I was laughing at one point. I was looking around the room at one point. I was wondering where I was. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard such perfection in my life. It's just absolutely stunning perfection. And
Can I
don't
talk
mean
now? Can I talk now or no?
No, not the
Okay, great.
notes, but the music.
We are doing
Oh,
well
the
today.
music.
We are doing
I'll
well.
have you on after,
the
Giacomo. I'll
music.
have you on after.
The music. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this guy told me once, Pan Lyrics, he goes, "Hey, Richie, where is Brahms? Where is the music?" That's what he's saying after some idiot pianist played the Brahms Handel. He's saying, "Where's Brahms?" In the whole performance of the Brahms Handel, he didn't hear Brahms. Well, I'll have you know, this was Mozart, but it had Milos Bjelica's stamp on it. And I can say I'm very proud to have him as one of my artists. He is absolutely sensational. Sensational. And he reminds me of Gerard Schwartz. If you've ever heard Gerard Schwartz play the trumpet, I mean, undoubtedly the greatest trumpet player that's ever lived, without a doubt. Maurice Andre, goodbye. You know, Schwartz is one of the greatest soloists of all time. And you know what he does, this guy does? He moves the phrase and you think, oh, he's rushing. But he's not rushing. He is not rushing. But it seems like he is because it's so horizontal that you can't contain yourself.
Right.
This is music making at the highest level. There's nothing to say, Giacomo, about this performance. Low register, high register. I totally disagree. You are absolutely out of your mind.
I can't talk, so I cannot defend myself.
No,
so.
you can defend yourself all you want. I told you. I
You
told
told
you to
me,
get.
okay.
I told you.
You're
I
not
told
stopping
you,
talking.
I
You're not
told you to get it.
talking.
All right,
I
I
told
know
you
you
to
two.
get.
Okay.
Keep on talking. Okay,
I
that's
told
it.
you to
Okay.
get in an argument
He's
with
not
me today.
stop. He's not
I
stopping.
told you. No, listen.
Okay.
I
Okay,
told
go
you
ahead.
to get.
Go ahead. Sure.
See,
Okay.
Can you believe this? Can you believe
Thank
this?
you,
guy?
Richie. I know. Oh, let's give Giacomo his due. Otherwise, the
Okay.
talent in him is gonna erupt.
Okay. I
It takes a great artist to inspire an argument like that, Milos. That's to your
Yes.
credit.
Amazing.
no
Yes,
no.
Giacomo.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did I say that? Did I say that he didn't play well? I mean, did I say that? No, I didn't say that. I say that
Yeah,
he's
you did.
great.
And?
He's solid.
And?
Yes, and I agree. He has.
And
He's not calculated, is improvisatory and so forth. But yeah, I just wish there was more soft sound. That's all. That's all. That's it.
Thank you so much, Giacomo. Thank you, Richie. I don't know what's well, without further ado, I think we've been really inspired by you, Milos. I think this is incredible that you've what you've done for us, and I hope to see you on stage more in the future. I think you deserve a space there, and next season we're going to have so many orchestras for you to play with, so we can have all the registers and all the different flexibility and improvisation that you have within this Mozart concerto. Thank you so much for your performance. Next up, we have a wonderful pianist by the name of Valerie Ter, who's going to be performing Liszt's Liebestraum number 3 in A flat major, S541. And the stage is yours. Enjoy.
phenomenal. Stunning. Thank you very much, Valerie, for joining us and performing live on the virtual stage from your own place. What a great pleasure to hear. I will hold my comments until Chris gives me my turn. So, Chris, please take over and direct who is commenting and who, and after who.
Yes. How about let's go Giacomo first.
Okay.
I really enjoy your playing. It's very nice sound, legato, beautiful. I don't have much comment. You did very, very well. If I had to nitpicking a little bit, I played that piece, so I know it's not easy at all, both musically and technically. Maybe the runs sometimes could be a little clearer, but I enjoyed your expression, your phrasing, everything. Congratulations.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I'll go next with my comments if you don't mind. And Valerie, I'm not a member of the judges panel. I'm just here to share my own feelings about your playing. And I'm absolutely so impressed with your incredible ability to pull this piece together into essentially one phrase.
Right.
This is how I feel this piece needs to be played, and it's absolutely impossible to do because it's so long and it has so many elements and components in there, but you string them into such a coherent one arch. It's on the one breath, and I would expect it from the most mature, the most accomplished artist, and I don't always get it. So congratulations. Both your technique is supporting that concept, and your ability to comprehend the piece from the bird's view and live every moment of it is just absolutely astounding. And also your technique is completely supportive of that very delicate balance between development, movement forward, and breathing, and continuing the withholding that big climax until it is actually written, where it is written on the fourth page of there. So getting there takes extraordinary skill and talent and dedication and listening. I'm just impressed with texture, with everything you did in that performance. Stunning. So that's my
Thank
comment.
you. Thank you. Mm.
Thank you so much. Richie?
Yeah, it's just fantastic playing. I like the way your mind works. You have a beautiful mind. You know, like the movie, A Beautiful Mind. Yeah. It's just incredible what you do with this piece. You know, the Liszt gets maligned a lot, you know. His compositional style is still to this day controversial. That's what makes him such a genius, is that he evokes all these questions. Why did you do that? I can't believe he did that, or something like. I mean, I get this all the time. Liszt, or you make Liszt sound like the greatest composer of all time, and that's a compliment, because a lot of pianists, you know, there have been Liszt experts. You probably know all their names. I'm not going to mention one of them. And you know that I'm an expert on Liszt, and you know all this. There's no expert. Then there comes Anna Valerie. Is it Ter? I don't know how to pronounce your name.
It's
an
Ter,
interesting
yeah.
name. Ter, yeah. And then you come along and you're in the middle of nowhere, and you just play like Anna said, this gorgeous rendition of this piece, which is, you know, it's certainly played to death.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Warhorse
hackneyed.
piece.
It's a warhorse. It's a this. It's a that. But you make it. It's almost like you were writing it. You know, it was incredibly spontaneous, and it's very difficult to just sit down at the piano like that, or any instrument, and just create. You're a recreator, in my opinion. And I think the composers are lucky to have you, because they always, rave about Brahms and Mozart as if they, were holier than thou. But, without the performer, without you, they're nothing, kind of. It's
true.
like they're on the page, but you make them jump off the page. Okay, you make those notes live and breathe, and it's the highest compliment I can give. I mean, I don't know what it was. Just absolutely fantastic playing.
I totally agree.
Thank you so
Nothing
much.
critical. Nothing critical. Who's your teacher? Who was it? Or not that I care, but it'd be interesting to know.
My teacher is Dr. Anna Velikirskaya.
Who is it?
Dr. Anna Velikirskaya.
I've heard this name before.
Oh, everyone should hear this name. This is an extraordinary artist. I know Anna.
Oh, you know her. Okay, well, that makes sense. Not that, I mean, you're your own artist, and Valerie. I'm not saying you're a student of anyone. You're an artist. But it's interesting to know the lineage, back to Horshovsky or whoever, all these different people. I mean, it's some people, well, I go all the way back to Liszt. And I said, really? You have a direct pipeline? Okay. So then, like I say, you come along and you don't know Liszt. You don't know Franz Liszt. You don't know, unless you've read about him, there's very little, you have no connection to Liszt. And then you just give this fabulous interpretation.
Yeah, I definitely think she just blew us out of our seats. Thank you so much.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, I totally agree. Judges, thank you so much for your comments. I think this is wonderful. And by the way, I'll look forward to seeing you more on our stages or online or anywhere. Do you have anything to say to our judges before we conclude your session?
Thank you so much for your feedback. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Valerie. We really appreciate you giving us such beautiful music. With that, we'll say goodbye for now, but we hope to see you very soon on our stage. Thank you so much. Our next contestant is also going to be performing Mozart. We've been hearing quite a bit of Mozart this session, which is really wonderful. Amanda Smith, a wonderful oboist, is going to be playing Concerto for Oboe in C Major, Kirkle 314. Amanda, the stage is for you. Please enjoy, and we look forward to hearing you. Very good. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Correction from before. I believe you're playing the oboe in concerto in E flat major, Amanda. Thank you for that. Anna.
Thank you for the correction.
Comments?
Well, I would like to start by introducing one more judge who just joined us.
Sure.
And this is the music director and conductor of the Venezuela State Philharmonic Orchestra, Ruben Capriles. And Mr. Capriles, you caught me a little bit off guard right here. So let me introduce you properly. So your engagements have included appearances with the German National Chamber Orchestra and in the Berlin Philharmonia, with the Kalamazoo Symphony Orchestra, and with the Oriental Symphony Orchestra at Sala Dolores in Santiago de Cuba. And you had a tenure as a music director of Falcon Symphony Orchestra and developed the prestigious organization to international acclaim, consistently expanding the vast repertoire of that orchestra and developing, with the support of International Conductors Guild, a distinguished program for promotion of emerging conductors to the international arena of Venezuela. And you retained this affiliation with the Falcon Symphony as the music director emeritus, and now you have you had a tenure as a president and music director of the Baltimore Philharmonic Orchestra, which is a fantastic orchestra right next door to Washington, D.C., where I am. I love that orchestra. And while in that position, you expanded significantly the presence of the artistic excellence of this organization, promoting also special concerts with the vibrant community of the Ocean City, and introducing as well a series of educational concerts dedicated to the children of Baltimore County Public Schools. And you are the music director of the Venezuela most flagship orchestra of the country, and we're so pleased and proud to have you join our panel of the judges.
Indeed.
And looking so much forward to collaborating with the orchestra and hopefully presenting some of the winners of those colORCHESTRA and Carnegie Hall auditions sometime on this fantastic stage with this incredible group. So welcome, and thank you for joining us. So, and now without any further ado,
Thank you.
Yes, let's. I have the judges step in with your comments. Well, let's start with Dickran this time.
Hi. You're a very musical woman, person, musician. Sorry. The thing about music is you've got to have the means to the end. You've got to be able to pull off your ideas, right? So there are some problems in your, I would say, not technique, but technical approach to the instrument. There seems to be, I'm not an oboist or a breath control expert, but there seems to be a problem with evenness in your execution of long, extended filigree runs, bridge material. I think your melodic stuff is very good, but you have to connect the two. The connective tissue has to connect to the tissue, to the thing, to the principal note. So we're hearing, pretty good stuff, and then all of a sudden there's a drop off. So you're going to have to work on that. I can suggest one thing as a pianist. is to go to the downbeat and then phrase from the second note on, yum instead of yada da 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 da. That sometimes will confuse the musician, thinking that that's where the phrase starts. We were talking about this in the A major 414 yesterday, Koelschel 414, very difficult piano concerto. What note belongs with what note? In other words, I believe notes are born out of other notes, like the mother is a note and then the babies come, Okay? So when you do any kind of a phrase that goes to the downbeat, don't go through the downbeat. In your mind, have a mental image of stopping on the downbeat, or even the third beat if it's in 4/4. In other words, if you drive from Phoenix to San Francisco, there are pit stops. These are mental pit stops, but pit stops nonetheless. So you have to gas up, you have to eat, you got to go to the bathroom. These are the three main things, right, with travel. Okay, you can't do it on a plane. Well, on a plane you have a bathroom, but you're lined up, forever to use it. But the point is, pit stops are important. Pit stops are very important in music. You have to go to a certain point and then breathe or whatever and then continue. But we can't hear your pit stops. We have to have a seamless sequence of pit stops, okay? And the sound, I can't really tell. It was a little close miking, so I have to say I'm not going to judge your sound because it was extremely close, unlike some other people that were further away and had acoustics working for them. So I can't really judge what the sound you're producing is not maybe the sound you're producing. You know what I'm saying? So I have to hold off or refrain from commenting on the actual sound. I'm hearing something. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so your sound probably is quite focused and clean and articulate, but in terms of the quality, I can't tell. Okay. But anyway, congratulations. It's a hard concerto and, keep working hard on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next, shall we have Ruben, please?
Oh, wonderful. Well, I had the chance to enjoy part of your performance, especially your cadenza. And as Jack already introduced to you some ideas about execution, it is always important that you enjoy, right? That you enjoy the music you are making, and then there is always a challenge when you play a wind instrument like the oboe or like the French horn. They are always competing the Guinness records, which of the two are the most difficult ones, right? But you have to somehow not only enjoy what you are performing, but also pretend, right? So you have to look like everything is so easy for you, and then the people then focus and concentrate and enjoy the nice music you are doing, right? Because everything seems to be effortless and connected to the music beyond the highly challenging fact that is for any musician to play the oboe or play the French horn, those very, very difficult instruments. So I invite you to take that approach, right? And then have this wonderful concerto flourish and be part of the audience as you are willing to, right? With the support of an orchestra, and which I'm sure you will achieve. So basically, I would say just that the approach of making more or less virtuoso some passages is always a choice. Also, okay, you can make them more concentrated on the musical discourse of the unfolding of what's going on, or just make it very to the edge of virtuosism, but it's also a choice. All right. Then, so I will always go to the to the path of the music unfolding, right? And the virtuoso is always there somehow when you are in such a difficult instrument as the oboe. Then, so that will be basically my two advices. Manage to pretend that everything is very easy to you. You are actors sometimes, especially when we are performing artists. If you are a composer, but if you are a performer, you have to act somehow and pretend some aspects of it. And even if you are in a situation that you have a camera like a half a meter front of you, and the mic's just like a half meter in front of you, that has to be part of the picture when you present yourself as part of a larger venue, like would be the case when you perform this with an orchestra and as a soloist. So that would be basically what it is. I enjoy very much the that very end I had the chance to listen to, and as Jack just say, just keep working and work also that aspect of the joy and the acting of the joy during your performances. Okay, wonderful. So congratulations.
Wonderful.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Ruben. Next we have Giacomo.
Hey, Amanda, congratulations. It's not an easy piece. So I'm kind of adding to the other comments here. It feels like, well, yeah, the piece is difficult. It feels like you were like struggling through the piece. I'm not a oboist or a singer, but it feels like maybe it's the breathing. I don't know if maybe breathing more often can help. I don't know. But like you have a phrase singing or playing a wind instrument, instead of breathing in the beginning of the phrase and at the end, maybe you can breathe also in the middle, like sneak breathing, like that might help with the performance. And then another thing is during the runs, there was not much control of the sound, and so also rhythmically we're feeling a little bit uneven, and both dynamically and rhythmically. So the dynamics condition the rhythm and vice versa. So if you play some sounds that are a little stronger, they also get a little more draggy, and therefore the line of the runs doesn't come as smooth as you want. And yes, I agree with the previous comment that it's also good to act like it's easy, even if it's not. So it's like you project this image to the public, and everything. It's like an energy. Then it's easier for you to do it also, because it's this energy of communicating that comes back to you. But congratulations on this endeavor. I'm sure you will improve. Okay, brava.
Thank you, Giacomo. Dr. Anna, do you want to wrap us up with some of your thoughts?
Yeah, sure. Very quickly, I wanted to commend Amanda for your musical intentions. I think they are superb. You're extraordinarily musical, and your ideas come across. And I agree with the judges. I think they'll come across more clearly if the technical little uncomfortable spots, and clumsiness can be smoothed out. And sometimes, even with a piano, sometimes I go beyond what I register as a clumsy sounds, which I make, to actually personally feeling, did I feel in my comfort zone playing this difficult passage? If not, then I'm looking for more maybe efficient paths between the notes, for moving my body. Basically, it's for you, it's breath and how the instrument acts under your fingers. Even if it doesn't come out quite clumsy, if it feels a little bit uncomfortable to me, I keep working on the technical side of it until I have the feeling that I rose above my instrument and the piece itself, and have an authority over what I'm doing, so that in the moment of the performance, I can focus on my musical ideas, what I want to deliver musically, and not have to make any adjustments to basically give room for things which are technically difficult. So but the musical ideas which you have are so wonderful. I think that's technical support. If you can keep working on it and keep polishing the execution of it, it'll be just stunning performance. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions or comments? If you would like, please interact with the judges before we close the session.
No, thank you. I appreciate all the feedback and your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Chris, to you.
Thank you. Wow, that was wonderful. It's always lovely to hear lots of Mozart. And let's go on to our next contestant, who is a cellist by the name of Adrian Zhang, who will be performing William Henry Squire's Tarantella, Opus 23. The stage is yours, Adrian. Enjoy.
confident mastery of
Yeah.
performance. Wonderful. Okay, well, to the judges now.
Yeah, let's have Ruben start, please.
Okay. Adrian, that was astonishing. Wonderful. You are doing a wonderful, wonderful work. And you have a huge command of the piece and of its structure and how it phrased in a way that is consistent to all its shape. And I also felt that you were very well connected with your accompanist, who was that you were making both eye contact, ear contact, and musical contact. So everything was very tied together. I enjoy very much the piece. I look forward to listen to larger concertos played by you in the near future. This is already a highly accomplished result, what you have offered with this wonderful piece. And I have just to congratulate you, your parents, your teacher, for the wonderful job you are doing, and all the cellist that is already there that you have already achieved in your playing. So congratulations, wonderful. I enjoy very much your performance.
Thank you, Ruben. Wonderful. Richie.
Yeah, Adrian, you get the prize for the cutest kid in the world. You are absolutely, with that cello, phenomenally cute. I really, it's just a great image. I think you should be the poster boy for classical music. What do you think?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, I don't know this work, but it's an interesting work. And yes, I agree. The ensemble was very good. And your ideas are pretty clear. You might want to think about, and I don't know, I'm a pianist. So one of the most important things is staying close to your instrument where the work is actually being done. You might, I don't know, I was listening and then I was watching your fingers. You might want to stay with no motion close to the string. In other words, the left hand is it's a little floppy. I'm not, what is his name? Ivan Galamian, so I can't really give you any secrets to string playing. But I know in piano, economy of motion is paramount. And you should be careful about how much effort and motion you're putting into each note. And you should connect the notes rather than thinking of them as separate little islands. You know, I had the feeling like each note was, oh, I got to get that, you know, kind of thing. So try to think of whatever it was, you know, together rather than da 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 da. You know what I mean? Separate. It's a little too separate, in my opinion. Even at your age, you know, you can do this. This is totally, you're going to do it. I have faith that you will conquer this. That going to the intonation from the fingerboard and the bow, I'm not sure the bow has a lot to do with it, but you need to play, besides keeping close to the board, you need to play in the center of the tone. So aim for each note. This would be regarding single notes. Each note, I feel you have to go towards the center, like in most things. You have, it's like being in politics, what's the word called? A centrist. Yes. You need to be, yeah. We all want to be centrists because we want to satisfy both sides of the aisle, okay? Similarly, in, I think, string playing, you want to satisfy the tone by hitting the center. You don't want to go on this side of the tone or that side of the tone. You want to nail it. That's basically all I have to say. I think you have a good future, and, you know, plaudits to your teacher, and I enjoyed it very much. Very, very nice.
Great. Thank you, Richie. Last but not least, Giacomo.
Yeah, Adrian, how old are you?
7.
I love that.
Well, look, at 7 years old, you have been doing really great. I really enjoyed your playing, and it was very very good, and I mean, you will find a lot of refinement in your playing, because you are so young. The only thing I spotted a few intonation problems, especially in the higher pitch of your playing, but I mean, you can correct these things very easily. Bravo! I don't have much more to say than congratulate
Thank
you.
you.
And
Yeah.
Thank you.
great, very good.
Totally love it. Please keep playing, Adrian. Do you have anything to say to the judges?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you also to your accompanist. Thank you for playing and sharing your music with us. I hope to hear you more in the future. I think as the judges say, your future is very bright. And with that, thank you again. We'll conclude this session with a wonderful saxophonist by the name of Tyler Jacome. You can correct my pronunciation when you come on stage, and you'll be playing Bernard Hyland's Diversion. It's lovely. Not often we get to hear a saxophonist. So Tyler, the stage is yours. We look forward to hearing your performance. Bravo, Tyler. That was beautiful. And lovely to hear saxophone. Yeah, excellent playing. Ruben, let's have you first.
Me first. Oh, wonderful. Well, Tyler, I didn't know that this was such an iconic piece for the saxophone. Okay, this is a wonderful work that you are confronting at this time of your preparation as a musician, right? And I will have in the context of this audition just few advices for you. Okay, one of them, if you are resting right during an audition, you have to make an audition rest, right? For instance, if there are 5 bars in a resting place because the band is playing or the piano is playing during those bars, you make a version of it for audition. You don't count the 5 bars. You maybe count, you complete the bar that you're performing at, and then you just take a break of maybe 1 or 2 bars, no more. Okay? Then because so it's like a combined version of the piece and has to be different. There is no way we can imagine all the sounds of the band or all the sounds of the piano. And we want to listen to you, and we want to see how you build up the piece without accompaniment, which is just a different version. It's just different. You see? And you have to make a version, a proposal of that different version when you're auditioning a piece like that without accompaniment. That would be my first advice. Then there were a few scales there, here and there, that need to be worked slowly, right? It is sometimes when I audition a person and he or she makes a mistake and in a run or whatever, there are 2 approaches of it. One by the performer. One would be, oh, oops, I made a mistake. Let me try again, which might be a little bothering for the audience or for the judges. Or I would just continue and go to the next passage. So each of them has a different advantages. In the first case, you are bothering the judges because you are making the thing again. But at the same time, you are telling to them that you care, that there was something missing, and you want to try it again in order to make it as wonderful as you are capable of. And then that caring is sometimes necessary, especially if it's the same kind of approaches is just make one after the other. So at some point, if you have to stop and repeat one run or a difficult passage, you're just a little slow because you got nervous in the audition or whatever. There is no problem with that because that shows to the judges that you do care, that you want to play things impeccable as they have to be by the time you are performing this with an audience in a concert hall. Okay, that would be my second advice. And then we can do more colors. Okay, saxophone is an instrument, plenty of colors, and then you have to push things when you practice your long notes, and when you apply those long notes, try to provide colors. You can the saxophone could be so mellow, and the same time could be so bright. And there, I believe some of those long notes that go against the band are for that a feature of presenting colors to the audience. Okay, then so use those long notes to make those huge dynamic change in a way, not that much of quantity of sound, but of color of sound. Okay, experiment with that because it's a wonderful instrument, and the piece is somehow somehow thought in that way to show that potential of the instrument. More than those three details, I congratulate you. You have chosen a wonderful instrument. There is a lot of repertoire that is written out for the saxophone, and you may have the opportunity to premiere one of those in the future if you keep up with your instrument and keep practicing as you're doing now. Okay, so congratulations. I enjoyed very much. Thank you.
Ruben, excellent comments. Thank you so much. Very constructive and insightful. Richie?
Yeah, in competitions, sometimes the jury, especially in the finals, will judge. These are traditional old world, old model competitions on not just the playing and the artistry and the stage presence and whatnot, but on the choice of repertoire. And sometimes they judge they give you a whole program. You play an entire recital, for example, and they judge on your programming. Mike, I don't get this. Tyler, I don't know why you chose this piece. This may sound challenging to you, but I don't mean it in any way. I'm not going to even address the playing, but I have to say why this piece and why with no accompaniment. And if any piece in the world needed an accompaniment, this was the piece for me. I can't judge anything really from this performance because it was so fragmented and paused, and I know you're waiting for your part to come in, but I just don't get it. Why did you choose this piece?
So I really usually I would like to take on a challenge, and I usually do. Um, and I really felt like that this would be a good piece I would take a challenge on. Uh, I really picked it at the last minute since um, I really worked on it for a week. I kind of stopped to relax a little bit since uh, practically every day I practice in terms of other orchestras and ensembles and everything that I do. Um, and also for when you said about the accompaniment, I do have an accompaniment. The thing is, I was not able to put it find a speaker or anything that I could hook it up to. So I used an earbud so I can listen through it and play along with it. So
Well, my answer to that is this is a fairly serious forum I wouldn't give it a week. You're being heard by millions of people or thousands. I don't know how many. I mean, we're getting 600 hits a day just off of the, it potentially is a very big audience. And when this thing grows, you're going to want to be a little bit more serious, not just this project, but other projects. I mean, it's a trend. Okay, so you're being heard by more people in the whole world than you ever could 30 years ago. You'd have to go to a brick and mortar situation to hear a performance. There were days where you couldn't get a rare recording of Capel or Gilels unless you went down to Circle Records in Central Phoenix and ordered it, and it took 2 months to get it in or whatever. This is a different day. Immediacy is king. There's no way around it, and you might as well embrace it and not fight it. So yeah, you've got all these other projects going on, but this is international, live international broadcast television. So in my opinion, my humble opinion, I think you should give this serious consideration. This is a serious thing. You should practice diligently, pick the right repertoire. After all, you want to be heard at your best, do you not? Okay, tough lesson, right? Okay, good luck. You're a good player. You just have to, make some decisions. That's it.
Thank you, Richie.
You're
Jacome?
welcome.
Tyler, I'm not familiar with ID. When is this composer lived? Is he a modern composer?
I'm not entirely sure. I don't think that it is a modern composer.
So you don't know when he lived, when this composition was done? Yes?
It might actually, I think it is not somewhat like a modern composer, but I believe this piece was made from like 1943. So
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure when the actual composer.
So 1943 is considered pretty modern. It's not contemporary, it's modern. Okay. So I can spot that you have talent. I mean, you have talent. The thing is that there is a few problems in your runs and in the control of the sound, especially in the softer sound. So the piano or pianissimo that you play have to. This happens quite often in any kind of instrument. That especially in the pianissimo, the sound is kind of soft sound. I mean, like cotton sound, or it doesn't have a consistency. So you have to think the expressive side as every sound have to have life, especially in the soft sound. Sometimes this soft sound disappear and there is no line. We don't know where you're actually going dynamically. So that's another thing. I usually suggest every soloist performing, even if the beginning is piano, to especially in the very beginning, to bring the sound a little bit more present, because it feels like instead of you being expressive, it feels like you are timid, that you are kind of locked into your own world without communicating the piece. Yeah, so there are a few things to work on, and I don't have any criticism about the piece that you picked up. The the thing is like you make it communicative and alive and clear.
Thank you, Giacomo. Yeah.
But congratulations, it's not an easy piece. I mean, so congratulations about that.
So just a little context, Bernhard Haydn was a German-American composer who taught at, was a professor at Indiana University School of Music. He's not with us anymore, passed away 24 years ago, but he was sort of like 20th century composer. Tyler, on behalf of everybody, would love to hear you again. Please bring something back. Please perform for us. And I hope this is a really important opportunity for you, an experience for you to embrace not only performing, but also the way in which perform in this sort of modern era. We're combining internet plus, live, really good opportunities to play with live orchestras. And you have great conductors here, as well as musicians who would love to put you on the big stage. So we hope to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. Well, with that wraps up our session number 5. Thank you, Rupert. Session number 5 for the Carnegie and colORCHESTRA auditions. It's been a real pleasure. We've had so much really good music, and judges, thank you for your time. It's been really wonderful. We've had some great Mozart lists, young cellists, and much more. It's been very, very.
It's been incredible.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, and
Really,
Ruben, thank you
really
for
good.
joining us.
Thank you.
For being a part of this as well. I know you're joining us from a different country. We're all sort of a bit everywhere, but we hope to have you back very soon. Before we end the show and come back to thank you all judges, I'm just going to talk about the other shows we do. If you're watching our show right now, please leave a comment for some of our musicians who've just performed. Please leave some feedback for us, interact, and we have another session coming up later this afternoon if you're sort of in Eastern Standard Time, or later this evening if you're in another part of the world. We are in session 5 of our amazing Carnegie colORCHESTRA audition, where auditionees are auditioning to play in Carnegie Hall, a prestigious venue, or to play with amazing orchestras from around the world. We are expanding. We are so happy that there's a wonderful Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, just to name one of the many orchestras we have. If you want to check out our website and the rest of our program, please look us up. We've got amazing information at the website you see down below. This will give you a lot of information about not only what's happening now for the rest of this season, 2023 to 2024, but also the coming season, 2024, 2025. We have a newsletter, an email newsletter, and we are on all the social media platforms as well. So please join us, and this will give you, if you're a musician, more opportunities to perform live. We have not only album distribution, but recordings. We have orchestras. We have an opportunity to play in one of the most prestigious venues in the world, Weill Recital Hall, Carnegie, and this is just the beginning. We are on our 4th year with much more to come, and as Richie says, it's really exciting. This is a new trend. We want to combine the internet experience with the in-person venue so that musicians can get to know a lot of people, to have a great experience all over the world. As you can see on screen, we have these colORCHESTRA auditions with incredible orchestras that are going to be just at young musician service. We're really proud to be able to present all this, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. This is really a rare opportunity, especially when, nowadays it's difficult to find local orchestras to play with you, and so we want to join the dots. We want to connect amazing orchestras from around the world. We have European orchestras, we have Asian orchestras, we have orchestras all over the world, in the US as well as South America, who are waiting to have wonderful musicians who may not be as well known. Maybe they're just rising and new, developing artists, and because of prize attractions, a wonderful agent and management company, we are able to project and propel young careers out into the big world. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about our other shows that we have on. We also have a wonderful Beethoven show that happens every Thursday and Sunday. This includes the amazing Lawrence Rapchak. This is so educational. We provide not only amazing music, but also education on the Beethoven symphonies. This is produced by Architects of Music, Virtual Concert Halls, as well as New Media Productions. And what you get there is personal, historical, musical, and incredible context behind the pieces, the writing of it, each movement, the little sound you hear, and I've learned a lot, and I think it's really beneficial for everybody. I want to give a big hand to our collaborators, people who have helped us. Some of the people you see on our screen who has collaborated with us, our partners, these are people who have been with us from the very beginning, including places like the Copenhagen School, Classical Academy, just to name a few, who have been with us from the beginning, offering prizes for our contestants, but now have been invested in what we do and offering more opportunities for you, musicians. And for our audience, this is just opening up more avenues for you to watch young musicians develop, as well as the music that they share and that they have to offer. I want to give a big thanks to our team. We are live on so many different channels. So if you're there, subscribe. If you're there, give us a like, give us a comment, so we know what more to give you. If you have a particular opinion or feedback for us, we'd love to hear it. Thank you to our team. Our team has been tech checking, has been directing, has been writing scripts, has been producing, and also helping answering all the questions of our competitors. This is so incredible. We are not a very big team, but everybody in our team is so dedicated to providing the best experience for our musicians who are on stage, for all the companies that we've just mentioned, as well as for you, our audience, making sure you hear the best that we can offer. And most of our musicians are actually performing live. So a lot of these musicians are setting up their microphone, their camera and everything, and our tech team does an incredible job of making sure they sound incredible. With that, let's bring the judges back in and to say thank you for everybody. Thank you for being a part of the show. Richie, Jacome, Ruben, this has been such a pleasure. Dr. Anna, pleasure to host with you as well.
Thank you all very, very much. What a joy to have you with us,
Incredible
and
level.
all of your expertise and your
Yeah.
generous sharing. I'm taking notes, seriously. I have right here my little sticky notes, because what you say I'm going to take and apply to my own performances. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Thank you. It's been great for everybody. There's one more session coming up, and we'll see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye for
Chris,
now.
thank you so much for fabulous hosting.
Suzanne.
My
See
pleasure.
you all then.
Bye, all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. See you all next time.